Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the United States in 2024. The United States has seen record inflation post-pandemic. Prices in the last 3 years increased by as much as they did in the 10 years before them. It is becoming increasingly difficult to manage the cost of living, and many people wishing to settle in large cities are becoming cautious. Our list of the 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the US can help you make better decisions in the future. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the United States in 2024. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the United States in 2024. Number 20. Boise, Idaho. Boise, Idaho is one of the cities with the highest cost of living in the US. Recently, there has been quite an influx of people moving into the city, which, along with the rising gas prices, has made it one of the most expensive cities to live in. The city has also recently seen a significant increase in housing prices, and its real estate market has been identified as one of the most overpriced in the country. Number 19. Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona is 19th on our list of the cities with the highest cost of living in the US. The city has an overpriced housing market, owing mainly to the imbalance between the supply and demand of houses. The housing construction is not keeping pace with the population growth in the city. Number 18. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia has a high demand for housing in the city center and surrounding areas. This, coupled with the increasing population and limited supply of housing, is making it costly to rent or own a place in the city. In addition, an influx of high-income earners in the city is driving prices higher. Number 17. Orlando, Florida. Orlando, Florida, is 17th on our list of the cities with the highest cost of living in the US. The city has a high influx of high-income earners, driving the prices higher. In addition, the limited housing supply in the city is also increasing the real estate prices. Some of the most expensive neighborhoods in the city include Rose Island, Lake Nona Estates, and Isleworth. Number 16. Tampa, Florida. More than half of renters in Tampa, Florida, pay more than 30% of their income towards rent. The average rent in the city is well above $2,000. The region's inflation rate has remained high in the recent past, and the city has high food and energy prices. Despite the rising income in the city, the inflation is outpacing the overall salary increase of the residents. Number 15. Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas, is 15th in our list of 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the US. It has a very competitive housing market with high demand and limited supply. In 2021, the median home prices in the city surpassed the $400,000 mark. In addition, the cost of housing in the city is about 15.9% above the national average. Number 14. Austin, Texas. Austin is 14th on our list of the 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the US. Its rapid population growth is driving the prices of housing in the city high. Rent prices in the city increased by 35% between January 2021 and January 2022, where the average rent in the city crossed the $2,200 mark. Number 13. Atlanta, Georgia. Number 13 on our list of the most expensive cities in the US is Atlanta, Georgia. Apart from the usual factors, such as inflation and high rent prices, the cost of living in the city is also affected by income inequality. The city has one of the highest income inequalities among all U.S. cities. The disparity in wealth contributes to the high cost of living for low-income households as they struggle to afford housing and other essentials. Number 12. Portland, Oregon. Portland is one of the most expensive cities in the United States. The city has higher than usual transportation, healthcare, and utility costs. It is also experiencing rapid growth in tech and other high-wage industries jobs, attracting high earners from all around the country. The influx of these high earners is driving the prices in the city higher. Number 11. Chicago, Illinois. High housing costs and inflation have made Chicago one of the most expensive cities to live in the U.S. Its cost of living is 5.7% higher than the national average and 12.8% higher than the state average. Number 10. Denver, Colorado. Denver is among the top 10 cities with the highest cost of living in the U.S. The cost of living in the city is 11% higher than the national average. In addition, housing expenses in the city are 36% higher than the national average. Number 9. Seattle, Washington. Seattle, Washington is ninth on our list of the 10 cities with the highest cost of living in the U.S. The city has high housing, transportation, and healthcare costs. Housing in the city is 111% higher than the national average. Number 8. Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles is eighth on our list of cities with the highest cost of living in the U.S. The median home price in the city is 169.9% more expensive than the national average, and the median rent for a two-bedroom unit is $2,370 per month, 65.7% higher than the national average. Number 7. Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida, is seventh on our list of the 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the U.S. The cost of living in the city is 21% higher than the national average, with housing expenses being the most significant contributor. In addition, the median home price of $517,987 is much higher than the national average. Number 6. Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is one of the top 6 most expensive cities in the U.S. The city has high rent, food, and transportation prices. Housing expenses in the city are particularly high. A house costs 148% more in Washington, D.C. than the national average. The median home price in the city is $1,117,362, and the median rent is a whopping $3,397 per month. Number 5. Boston, Massachusetts. Boston is among the top 5 cities with the highest cost of living in the U.S. The cost of living in the city, for one person, is $2,899 per month, placing it in the top 1% of the most expensive cities in the world. Transportation and food costs in the city are 38.1% and 24% higher than the national average, respectively. In addition, the city's housing expenses are almost 300% of the national average. Number 4. San Jose, California. San Jose is one of the most expensive cities to live in the world. The city has high housing, transportation, and healthcare costs. Its cost of living is 49% higher than the national average. In addition, houses in the city are 61.5% more expensive than the state average. Number 3. San Diego, California. San Diego, California, is among the top 3 cities with the highest cost of living in the U.S. Housing expenses in San Diego, in particular, are higher. A two-bedroom unit in the city costs upwards of $3,000. Housing costs in the city are 123% higher than the national average. Number 2. San Francisco, California. San Francisco is one of the most expensive cities in the world. Its cost of living is 79% higher than the national average. Houses in the city, on average, are 207% more expensive than the national average, and the median home price is upwards of $4,000 a month. Number 1. New York City, New York. New York City tops our list of the 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the U.S. According to the Economist Intelligence Unit's Worldwide Cost of Living Report, it is the third most expensive city in the world. The city has a thriving economy, diverse culture, and an excellent quality of life, which attracts high earners from all around the world, driving the prices higher. The median rent for a two-bedroom apartment in New York City is $6,191. For perspective, the national median rent for a two-bedroom apartment is $1,306. So, which are your favorite cities among the top 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the United States in 2024? Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite cities among the top 20 cities with the highest cost of living in the United States in 2024 in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too.